Hello again, folks, and the ever ongoing quest to get the clutch changed out in this truck. We're going to start with our little bits of busy work that we need to do. What we're going to do today is we're going to try to fix a leak right there. I'm assuming it's leaking because this back end was all a mess. If you see the previous video about me cleaning up this transmission, you'll see it. The Speedo cable goes right here, and this piece has some seals in it that can go bad. I've never touched them. I've had this truck over 20 years, so probably need to change them out. It's a pretty common setup. There's a metal piece that slides in here that's got a gear wheel on it with a spindle. Excuse me. There's a nut here with a little keeper tab. Just take that off. A lot of other transmissions are similar. GM, Ford, it's kind of a common design. It's been around a long time. So we're going to again get that out and have a look at it and see if we can't rehab it a little bit. Get you straightened up here. A lot of newer vehicles, this is going to be a 10mm bolt. This just happens to be a 12. Get your socket on there. Loosen her up. Take it out. Sometimes easier said than done. You know how it is with these older vehicles. You never want to just work for you. This is a lot easier, by the way, if you drain the transmission. When you go to pull this out, it will drip and drain if you have it full of oil. There's your bolt. And there's your keeper tab. And that's supposed to come right out. Of course, it's nice and stuck. So we're going to need a little help getting that out. Hang on. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. This thing was stuck in here, so we had to hit with a little WD-40 and let it soak for a couple minutes. Wrap a rag around it, use the pliers and grab it, pull it out. I just didn't show it on camera. But there you go, comes out. So let's have a little bit better look at this. Okay, so we wiped her down a little bit, cleaned it up. Let's see what we got here. Now, what's supposed to happen, hold this, and grab the gear, and the gear and the shaft should slide straight out. Like that. Interesting. So you've got a little spiral groove here. Get that cleaned up for you. Little spiral groove that carries oil up to the back side of the gear and keeps the gear lubricated. There's a bushing in here. It doesn't seem to want to come out. So let's have a pick. We can't shove that out. Grab it and pull it out. There we go. Little tab on it. The little tab goes in that slot. Either slot. Get that cleaned up. There you go. That's what that looks like. Little brass or bronze bushing. Okay. Let's look down in there. Get the flashlight. And there's an O-ring down in there. In a groove about halfway down the bore. I'm going to have a hard time showing it to you. I really can't show it to you. But it's about right here. It looks like it rides right about here. little bit of a groove there, which probably shouldn't be there. I've looked at GMs and others. A lot of times this shaft will be plastic and there's an O-ring down at the bottom where it seals. And if you see a groove worn in the plastic, if you put a new seal in it, it won't seal up. You need a whole new shaft. This is metal, however. Metal shaft. It's just got a little bit of a groove there, and I can't even catch a fingernail on it. So there we go with that. On the outside here, we've got another O-ring, which, looking at it from the end, doesn't seem to be doing much. So I'm going to at least try to get this one off of here, because I have some stock replacements for it. That would be the main leaker anyway. I'll see how that goes and I'll come right back. Okay, so we got the seal out, but before we move on, I just want to show you one thing. You see this slot here? That's where that keeper goes, that the bolt's holding it on the case. That piece of metal slots right in there, so you have to put this in a particular way. It's going to have to go in the case like that, and then the keeper, and then the bolt. So we got that old seal out. Just took a hook pick, went on top of the seal, and back underneath, and pulled it down a little bit, and then used my nail to work it down the shaft here. Came right out. Here's the old one. Now, I don't really know what size this is. Being Toyota, I'm assuming it's all metric, and I don't have my metric tools, but I can tell you that that's measuring 15/16 and about 1/16 of an inch thick. I looked all over online trying to find this part, the seal for this, and to no avail. Of course, I could find them for later models than 78, but there's no telling if that's going to work or not. This is a W50 transmission. The W56 is similar and is later. I'm assuming the seal for that would work. I don't know for sure. Don't take my word for it. But seeing as how I was going to be up against that, we went and got our handy-dandy Harbor Freight O-ring assortment in metric. These are nitrile rubber, which means they're gas and oil resistant. They'll work for this. And here's the next size down, and here's the size that looks closest to it. And they say that's a 20 millimeter by 3 millimeter thick. By the way, on O-rings, whenever they specify whatever size it is, it's always the outside they're specifying, so they're saying that's 20 millimeter crossed. Let's see if I can show you this. There's the old one. It's awful, awful, awful close. And considering this is old, it's probably shrunk a bit, so that's okay. Inside diameter looks good. Thickness looks about the same. And just showing this, test fit, boom. It fits in that groove pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and put this one on. See how that looks. So roll it in place into the groove. And I'd say that looks pretty good. There you go. Compared to the earlier, where this old one was kind of almost below the metal. Couldn't even hardly see it. It might be a little troublesome shoving it back in the hole. No jokes, please. But just go ahead and put a little oil on here, make it a little slippery, and should be able to just push it right back in, and it should seal up okay. Looks like it's about 1/32 of an inch on either side, which is plenty. You really don't want more than that. You don't need a ton sticking over to seal that up. So next I'm going to go inside and see if I can't get the O-ring inside. Alright, so by the way, if you don't have some picks to do this kind of work, it's going to be close to impossible. Harbor Freight's got a pick set with 4 different types of hooks on them for about $3. 20% off coupon, $2.40 plus tax. I suggest you go get them. If you don't use them every day, you're just doing, working on your own stuff, they'll last you a while. They're decent quality. I just happen to have an old dental pick that I found at a flea market years ago for $1, and that worked. Didn't appear to be an O-ring in there, but I got my Q-tips and my alcohol and I swabbed around where that groove is in there, which might be a little hard to see. And I'll see if I can show it to you. Okay. I don't know what you can see there, but there's a groove about halfway down. That O-ring sits in there. So here's the old one right here. Here's one out of my supply that I think looks as close to it as possible. And here's the next size up. Now how do you tell? Yeah, that's a lot thicker than this one. These look awful close, so you could just go with it, but there's a way to tell. Just take the old seal here. We'll slide it on this shaft. And see, that moves pretty easy. When you get up to that groove area, it's really kind of loose. See? So, take this big one, we'll try that. And that's even worse. There's almost no drag at all. We'll try this other one that I think is the right one. Put it on here. Get up over this little step, and here we go. It's got some decent resistance. Even when you get to the groove, it kind of wants to grab it a little bit, so that's going to seal a lot better. So all we got to do is get this back down that bore and get it into the groove. So just get that started in there. A little more light. There you go. Just getting started in there like that. And I'm going to grab my pen. I'm just going to work it on down in there. Try to keep it even. And once you get down to that groove, it should just drop into it. Have a look. A little bit more. Can't round it into the hole a little bit, like that. And that looks pretty good to me. This bearing doesn't go all the way down to it, so that's not going to interfere. So I put that back. There's the 2 old O-rings. And now we put it back together. I would suggest putting a little bit of oil in there first and oiling this shaft. And before you push it back in, putting a little oil around this. Regular clean motor oil will work. If you've got the 8092H transmission oil, fine, no problem. I would not use brake fluid. Won't hurt the nitrile, but I wouldn't use it. So take the bushing, get in there, put the little tab with the slot. There you go, seat it. And I gotta get some oil. There we go, one freshly oiled shaft. Again, no jokes, please. And we'll just slide this back in here. Nice and easy. And if it binds up like that, you got a problem. Let's see what's going on. Here we go. Boom. Nice. The row ring stayed in its slot. Oh, that's nice. If you look at some of the videos on YouTube about people doing TH350s or 400s, it's the same kind of setup. And when you push it in there like that, you want that little thump. If it goes in too easy, it's not going to seal right for you. That's nice and smooth. Wow, that's beautiful. There you go. All done. Just got to oil this up and put it back in. Oh, and again, in case you need to know, this should work with any vehicle with a W50 transmission, Celica's 75 to 78 pickups especially. And in case you need to know, like I said, Harbor Freight nitrile O-ring assortment metric. And what I used was a G20, 20mm by 3mm. And right above it, believe it or not, it's a P9, 8.8 by 1.9. Don't know how well it's going to show up on camera. But that's what I used, and that worked really nice. And again, just want to document which ones I used so you guys knew. You can always pick those up separately at the hardware store. Ace usually has the specialty hardware in the bins. You can pick them up. But this was, again, $4.79, $4.80 minus the 20% coupon, so I got 90 cents off, so it was under $4. And this is going to last me for a while for all kinds of projects and anything else I want to do, all these sizes. I highly suggest you get it. Grab it when you get your pick set. It'll help you a ton. Okay, so I'm going to clean out this hole a little bit. Get all the black junk out. Make that nice. Very good. Get that nice and oiled up. Remember, that tab, it's got to come this way to the left so this tab can catch it. Let's see if it wants to work for me. Oh, tight fit. May have to compress the ring a little bit. I don't recommend this, especially for old plastic parts like this, but Just enough to get over the hump. Oh, well, you know what? I'm being an idiot. What am I doing wrong? The threaded part's got to go out, dummy. Absolute fail. Never mind. Like I said, sometimes my brain isn't here, but at least I caught it before it was all the way in. Yeah, the gear's got to go in or it won't work. Okay. See, I leave these fails in so you guys can see me doing it wrong so you don't do it. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's the reason it was on purpose. Sure. Oh, boy. Again, here's your slot to this side. Oh, my goodness. Put it in here. Now, if you need some persuasion, it's not really going to matter. It won't hurt it much. Get in there, you. Turn a little bit. And that's got to seat all the way down. Wow. Hey, don't say I didn't warn you. Ow. There we go. Always seated. And that ring did not move out of there, so we're good. That tab goes right there. That bolt goes right in there. And of course it's just a little bit off, so it's going to be a pain in my you-know-what. Which is normal. Okay, I gotta adjust that. Hang on. Oh my. There we go, I got it. Just had to get this little twisted. Let's see. Okay. There we go, nice and snug. And that's all there is to it. Again, like I said, be careful to get this, directly parallel to this bolt hole, otherwise you're going to have a problem like I did. It's a pain in the butt. You can fix it, but, hey, if you don't have to, why do it? So there we go. One leak-free speedometer cable hookup, which I'm looking forward to. And once I get the front seal done on this, which I will also videotape and put up later for you to see, which I may do next, there should be no more leaks out of this transmission ever again. So there you go. Hope it helped you out. Questions, comments, let me know. Drop me a note. Thanks for watching. Appreciate all you subscribers who appreciate me getting the info out on these old trucks. Just a necessity, so I figured, what the hey, might as well help somebody out while I have a chance. We'll see y'all again. next time. Bye.